3 of the New Testament Gospels carries the story of Jesus speaking to the storm. Jesus is tired from a day of ministry. He's asleep in the front of the boat, and the disciples are watching this storm coming up on the horizon. But this was bigger than anything they had seen, and they panic. And in their panic, they run to Jesus, they wake Jesus up, and they say, "Don't you care that we die?" And Jesus immediately rebukes the storm, and then he rebukes them. Why? Because the disciples had some options. They'd walked with Jesus long enough that they knew God was not going to let them drown. They chose to panic and to blame God for their problem. And Jesus tells them, "Speak to this storm. You have that authority." But I'll tell you what I think is the highest act of faith that they could do at the time. If they could have crawled up next to Jesus and went to sleep in a storm, do what Jesus is doing. If he's not panicked, then we're not panicked. A few years ago, when I had a sailboat, was sailing around, I had my friend John Pointer in the boat with me. He's an experienced captain. And we were in a pretty big wind. And the boat's heeling. That means it's leaning to the side. And I'm getting a little nervous. But John's at the helm. So I turn around, I look, and John's just smiling. He's happy. And when John's smiling, I'm smiling. So I enjoyed the rest of the trip because the captain was in charge. And I knew if he was in charge, we were safe. In the same way, Jesus is in charge. He's not going to fail you. He's not going to let that storm overwhelm you, but he's going to be with you in the storm, and he's going to be your way out of the storm.